Peace, y'all. It's Ajane, and welcome back to my channel. I know it's been a long time since I did any sort of I guess regular video. I've been doing tarots and just like rain sound, sound healing type videos in my channel recently, but as of right now, I do want to get back into the spiritual awakening symptoms. I know the last one I did was vertigo, and that one got a lot of hits. You guys thought that one was really helpful. I'm really I don't know what the word is, ecstatic. Yeah, I'm ecstatic about the feedback that I got from that video. You know, that it helped everybody, that the people that watched it seen or gained value or seen value. I can't talk right now, you guys. My throat chakra's a little, so work with me. But today we're going to talk about fatigue. We're going to talk about the spiritual awakening symptom, fatigue. So we all know that there's a regular fatigue, a fatigue that we would just say isn't connected to any type of spiritual awakening or spirituality in general. Fatigue is just kind of the feeling of being mentally or physically weary or exhausted. It can be a result of something, like something can make you feel fatigued, like you could have ran a marathon and then now you feel a little bit fatigued, or it's more like an overall feeling. You know, you might be going through something that's very mentally draining, or just something stressful, a hard time. You don't even have to be going through a hard time. Sometimes you've been going through a great time and you just are having a hard time keeping your energy up, or your level of ability to perform, I guess you would say, in any task it is. So I do want to talk about the spiritual awakening symptom version of fatigue today, though, because that's what we do over here. We focus on the spiritual, we focus on the alternative, we focus on the holistic. You know, that's the point of my channel. So yes, obviously it's possible. Everybody has probably felt fatigue at least once in their life watching this video. You know what I mean? Whoever's watching this video have, at least I can guarantee, felt any sort of level of fatigueness. So I definitely want to just dive into what that means on a spiritual level, because it's something that I am actually going through too at this moment. So I think that's the perfect time to talk about something on a video when you're actually going through it in the moment, because it brings more of a wisdom to it. You know what I mean? You can read about something and learn about it, but when you're actually going through it, you definitely gain a different understanding and perspective of that, whatever subject it is. So let's dive into it, guys. So we're gonna keep this really simple. You know, we're not gonna overcomplicate it. Spiritual fatigue. There's gonna be many times in your spiritual journey, from start to, I don't really know if there's an end, but we'll just put a metaphorical end. Okay, from start to end, there's going to be many times that you feel fatigue, and there may be many different reasons on why you feel this fatigueness. So that's why it is important to have some sort of self-awareness, some sort of personal development that you have went through yourself, so that you can, I don't know, I just blanked, guys, so that you can identify these things that you need to identify. Personally, I think that spiritual fatigue comes in times when you are going through lower emotions, heavier emotions. You know what I mean? Like I said before, it's definitely possible to feel fatigue while you are ecstatic and life is going great and everything's going happily. You know what I mean? But that's a very short, rare amount of people. Most people feel fatigue when things aren't great. You know, when things aren't really working as well, or when you're in when you're working through your lower chakras. So what I've personally learned, just from dealing with the chakras and healing and making sure that I am opening and connecting my chakras so that I can live a life that is going to attract and draw the things that is meant for me to me in a way that is in the least resistance, right? I feel like when I'm working with my lower chakras, the root chakra, sacral, even up to the solar, I would say I would just stop it at the solar, but really your root and your sacral chakras, I noticed that I was dealing with a lot of fatigue when I was working on healing those, just because there's a lot of, especially with your root chakra, you know what I mean, depending on what type of childhood you had. I'm probably 100% sure, 99% sure, because I always like to leave room for probability, right, or possibility. But I'm 99% sure that everybody, at least in their childhood, has experienced some sort of something that made their root chakra a little bit off balance. Your root chakra is about your stability, your root, your foundation, how you kind of see your security and your safety in this world. You know, how that's kind of formed through your root chakra. So that starts from our childhood and develops all the way up to our ages now, but definitely a big portion of how it is formed and how it is ran actively, how it spins, is based off of our childhood. So there may be things from our childhood that we need to address, or there just may be things from our childhood that are a little bit rougher, a little bit harder to deal with, harder to kind of work through, harder to accept even, you know. And there might be stuff that I knew I was going through a lot of memory blockage. So there may be things in your childhood that you actually don't even remember, that you need to heal from, that you actually have to go through the process of remembering and then to heal from it. You know what I mean? And that's just a whole nother thing. So I'll make a video on that too. I just think that that's important. But I just feel like in order for you to really work through those tough emotions, right? Work through those lower sad, grief, anger, disappointment, betrayal, you know, a lot of those are connected to our root chakra blockages. So I think that it is important to know that when you're going through those lower chakras and that you are actively healing, especially if you're actively working on your chakras. If you're just going through life and life is kind of throwing you in the direction that you are supposed to go in, but you're not really consciously trying to do it yourself, that's a little bit different. But when you're actively working on your chakras, when you're actively working on healing, when you're actively working on removing traumas and things from your life and from your circle, from your aura, just your energy, your space in general, I think it is important to know that fatigue is going to be a big thing that comes with working with those lower chakras. We have to understand also what another point of sleeping is. Of course, we sleep to get rest, we sleep to rejuvenate our bodies, but on a spiritual level, we actually heal when we sleep. So there's a lot of healing and restoration and energy clearing and purifying that goes on an energetic and a spiritual level in the different realms, the spiritual realms, the dream realm. I don't know if they're the same thing. I'm not gonna act like I do right now. But what I will say is that I know that there's a lot of healing that's going on when we sleep. So a lot of the times when we're dealing with those lower chakras, when we're dealing with those lower emotions, just in general, like even if you're dealing with lower emotions in general, it's important to know that when you feel fatigued, it's not because there's something wrong with you. It's not because that you're doing something wrong, or I'm going to hold off on that, because in some cases you could be doing a couple things wrong, but we'll get to that. Right now we're going to talk about the feeling that no matter what's going on in life, if you're actively going through and working those lower chakras and healing the things that are at your root core to, you know, embrace who you really are and to heal into the person that you're supposed to heal into, you're going to have to go through those tough emotions. And with those tough emotions, to bring it all back, is fatigue. So, like I said, if you are actively healing and going through those things, it is important to understand that fatigue is going to be something that you have to deal with. You're not going to be able to get away from it. You're not going to be able to outsleep it. You're not going to be able to outwork it. Like this is a different type of fatigue. The type of fatigue I'm talking about, spiritual fatigue, is a fatigue that you can't do anything but rest in it. Like, it doesn't matter what's going on, it doesn't matter how you feel, what responsibilities you have. Like, honestly, like, this is just how it really gets. Like, you are being prompted to rest, you're being prompted to relax, you're being prompted to do things that don't mentally or physically wear you out. Because, like I said, when we are in those sleep realms and we're in those levels of sleep, we are doing a very deep tissue, cell deep healing that is needed. And to deal with those emotions, those negative, betrayal, hurt, X, Y, and Z emotions that are located in those lower chakras, you're going to have to do it while you're asleep. You can do it while you're awake, but your conscious brain is too actively working on everything else. It's too actively working on making sure you can hear, smell, see, understand, think what you're gonna, it's too many distractions that are going on. So when you're asleep, of course, we all know that we should all know, where your subconscious mind kind of takes over. So when your subconscious mind takes over, that's when you can really start getting the deep levels of healing and the deep levels of mental changes and reprogramming that needs to be done in order for these chakras to be healed. So it's not just like I said, it's not just the lower chakras that are going to require a level of fatigue like this. Some of the other chakras might. I did notice with my crown and my third eye, it was kind of a little it was a little rough, but it was not as rough as this. I will say that the spiritual fatigue that comes with healing the lower chakras is on a different level. So if you are feeling a level of fatigue that you can't shake, you can't outweigh, you can't. And I was going to say back to it. This is kind of all over the place, but I hope you guys are following me. I have a lot of information, and I'm just trying to give it to you guys. So just follow me. I promise I won't lead you astray. But a lot of the times, if we're smart, if we are thinking, proactively, when we first experience fatigue, we might think, oh, maybe I do need to rest more. You know what I mean? Or, oh, maybe I do need to adjust my nutrition. Because for me, I thought it was my nutrition. And it still might be, but we know. Nutrition, when it comes to working more or sleeping more, even exercising more, adding an exercise routine to your daily workout, you know what I mean? Things like that. That is going to be things that you can do, but you're not going to be able to get rid of that fatigue if it's a spiritual fatigue. So don't try to sleep yourself. Don't try to sleep 24 hours a day unless force yourself to sleep. You know what I mean? You have to go with the waves of it. It's like the ocean. Anybody who's dealt with the water element will probably understand what I mean when it feels like rest is kind of like going with the ocean. You know what I mean? Not even the ocean. I would say the river, because you kind of have to go with its flow. You can't fight against it or else you're going to drown. You know what I mean? You'll be somewhere burnt out with no energy to do anything, So if you go with the flow and kind of go with the waves and go with the current. There we go. Go with the current. I think that you'll be able to ride this level of spiritual fatigue out, because it doesn't last forever. It's not something that you're not gonna feel like this for the rest of your life. Like you're just going through a time of intense healing, which you should be grateful for. So it's just beneficial to know how to proactively navigate that specific time in your spiritual awakening when you are dealing with spiritual fatigue. It's important to get the rest that you're being asked to get. So if you feel tired, it's not like you're not lazy. Like I said, I went through a lot of that myself, thinking that I was lazy, thinking that I was unproductive, or that I wasn't doing enough, and that is also a masculine wound for me. You know what I mean? And a lot of people, especially a lot of my divine feminines, we struggle with that masculine wound of always feeling like we need to do more, we need to see more, we need to not even see more, but we need to do more. We need to actively be doing in order for things to happen, in order for things to come to us. And like I said, there's a balance. There's a balance between everything. So of course, we have to have some sort of masculine energy in us in order for us to get things done. But our primary nature, as us being naturally born feminines, we are here to receive. We're here to kind of respond to things. You know what I mean? We're not really here to be the main initiators. We can, and we have the full capability to. And if we are put in a position where we have to, as we've seen from all the brilliant women out here who are making it happen, we will do it, but that isn't our natural nature. And what we are here to do is get the rest and the recovery and the, what is it called? It's kind of like the intuitive guidance that we are capable of receiving when we are in our natural feminine state of not having to do, not having to worry, not having to kind of like put on that masculine protect and provide energy that natural born masculines are here to do. So I think that with fatigue being a very important type of spiritual awakening symptom, I think this video is definitely very much needed. You can try adjusting your nutrients. If you do get fatigued and you feel like extra crazy, it doesn't feel normal, you feel sickly fatigue, because you shouldn't feel sickly fatigued. If you feel fatigued, like super tired, and you feel sick, then you may have to start looking into your nutrition, making sure that you're getting the right minerals and nutrients and things that you need in order to nourish your body so that it can actively run how it is meant to run healthily, right? But if you know you eat good, you have a good health diet and routine, and you kind of just can't shake this fatigue, you know, just make sure that you're going with the flow. Get the rest that you're being called to get. When it's time to come out of this rest period for you, you'll have so much energy. You'll be so much healed. You'll have so much healing that has been done. You'll have so much more that you can give to the world once you go through this stage, you know. But it is important to go through this stage without beating yourself up about it, without thinking that there's something wrong with you, without thinking that you're the laziest person on the planet. Like, that's just not what's going on. Like, and I also want to add in, like I said before, everyone has a balance, right? Everyone has a masculine, everyone has a feminine energy within them. So I do want to also make sure that I make it known to any of the men who are watching this, that you as well have times where you will go into a period where you need to rest, receive, and recover. You know, it's not just for natural born feminines. It's not just for anything like that. It's what's it called? What's that Drake song? The motion. I guess that's just the motion. Yeah, like, it's really just the motion. So that's just kind of how life works. So it is important that for my men as well, I'm talking to everybody in general, but I just want to specifically put this out because I know that there's like a stigma out there that men always, you know, men never should get the time to kind of relax and recover. They should always be on the go. They should always be making it work and making it hard. Like, nobody can even really function like that. Everyone needs time to kind of get their energy back, call themselves together, get their head together, relax, get their body some rest, and then come back into something full force, you know? So I do want to make sure that I put that out there for the fellas, that it is important for you when you start feeling fatigued and you start feeling like you're getting an extra amount of tiredness that you don't normally feel on your normal daily basis. It's important for you to take that call and make sure that you're getting the rest that you need, make sure that you're getting the recovery that you need, the relaxation, whether it is going to get a massage or just taking a day off or taking a trip. I'm all for taking a trip. I'm always going to encourage you guys to hit the road, Jack. Don't you come back, okay? I'm always going to encourage that because I just think that this world is so beautiful, and us who are in America, you know what I mean, and who don't really travel much outside of America, we kind of think that this is all that there is out here, and it's so wrong. There's so many more beautiful places that we should be exploring. So you guys are going to know me as the YouTuber who's always telling you to hit the road, Jack, who's always going to encourage you. I'll even make some more videos in a later segment about, you know, just ways to travel affordably and make sure that you are using your energy to see this world. You're not just here to work. You're not just here to be slaves to the system and paying your bills. Like, you're not just here to do that. Find ways to make passive income so that you don't have to actively work for your money, and go see this world, you guys. I'm going to go on a tangent, so I don't want to get caught up. That's how genuinely I feel about that, you know? Like, go see the world. But, yes, fatigue. For my men, too, everybody, we're talking to everybody now. Men, women, everything, non-binary, whatever you want to call yourself, whatever you want to identify as. No disrespect, I'm just not too familiar with all that. Sorry, forgive me. But, however, yes, when you are feeling that level of fatigueness, when you're feeling that level of concern, that level of I need to rest, I need to sleep, my body isn't wanting to do much more than that, it's important to take that notice and to make sure that you are getting the rest that you need. There's nothing wrong with you. You're going through a spiritual awakening. A lot of the times when you're healing these lower chakras, you're going through a big spiritual awakening, because once those chakras are healed, so much more is opened up to you. It's like a whole new world when you're not looking through the world through the wounds that we grow up with through these root chakra blockages, through these sacral chakra blockages. When we're not looking through the world with those wounded lenses, the world is a whole different place, and there's so many more opportunities to find love in relationships, to find connections, friendships, to find financial success, to find travel, to find luxury. Luxury is not a price point, it's an experience. I want you guys to remember that and put it in the comments for me. Luxury is not a price point, it's an experience. So anything that you experience that is blows your this is YouTube, but blows your freaking socks off, that's luxury. So just remember that. I'm going all over the place with this. This is what fatigue does to you guys. So make sure that you get the sleep that you need to get, and don't be like me and stay up all night obsessing about the things that I obsess about as far as just like a course. I got a lot of things coming for you guys. I have a lot of things in the works that are here for you guys. So you guys hear my cat Pharaoh, he's pretty cool. But yeah, fatigue. If you feel fatigued, you're going through a spiritual upgrade, you're going through a spiritual purge, a spiritual cleansing that needs to happen, and it's requiring you to sleep, it's requiring you to rest, it's requiring you to shut down your conscious brain and allow your subconscious brain to take to take the forefront and do the healing on that deep soul cellular level that needs to be done in order for it to all this to come into fruition, right? So I just want to make sure I drop that on you guys, just a quick little thing about spiritual fatigue, and that my Q advice is, I know I keep saying it, my Q advice is get the sleep that you're being called to sleep. You know, find a way to work that around your schedule. Make sure if you have family, you have kids, you have husbands, wives, whatever it is, make sure that you're communicating with them. Let them know what's going on with you. Let them know, about your healing journey. There's nobody who should be healing in private. You should, if you have to heal in private, by all means, heal regardless of what your situation is. But I always know that there's people out here who should be able to support you, and there's people out here who will support you. So if you're in a situation where you can't even heal, you can't even actively heal yourself in front of these people, you can't even actively express what you're going through in front of these people, it might be time to look around you and look for different people, okay? So because you should be able to heal, you should be able to be vulnerable, you should be able to be tired, you should be able to be all these things with the right people, right? Friends, family members, in-betweens, all that. So just make sure that you have a quality circle around you, so that when you go through these stages of fatigue throughout your spiritual journey, because it's not just a one-time thing, it's not just a two-time thing. You're going to go through this regardless of, as long as you stand on your path and you're committed to healing. Healing is it's an everlasting journey. It doesn't end. Until we leave this earth, we're healing. And probably after, we're still healing. We don't know. But how I look at it, we're healing the whole way. So there's going to be times where you're going to feel that tiredness. There's going to be times where you're going to feel that tiredness and you don't feel like you don't even, I know one thing I struggle with is feeling like I don't deserve to be this tired. You know what I mean? Like, I have a work from home job. I don't have a work from home job. I am an entrepreneur. But people who have work from home job, I guess that's the same thing if you work from home. But anything, I'm all over the place, guys. I'm so sorry. But I felt like I didn't deserve to be tired, right? I didn't really do much. I didn't really go out much. I live in Portland, so it's like it's really rainy every day. Like, there's not like much that's also it too. I live in Portland, so it's like gloomy, gray, rainy 80% of the time. So that's a big thing on my fatigue. But for the people who don't live in Portland, who live in sunny, bright, lovely, beautiful places, and they're still feeling this fatigue, take note to everything I said prior to this segment. But yeah, guys, I think I'm gonna get out of here. I am extremely, extremely, extremely happy that I got to even share this information with you. It's been a long time that I made a video. Last video I made about a spiritual awakening symptom. Like I said, it was about vertigo. So if you have been experiencing vertigo, if you know what vertigo is, or if you've been experiencing some sort of anything like vertigo, and you think that you went to the doctor, you went and got all your checkups and nothing's wrong with you, I know what's wrong with you. So make sure that you go to the channel and click that video, check that video out. Like I said, a lot of people loved it. A lot of people thought that it was very useful. So if you are going through that, I definitely do think that you should check that video out, because it will be helpful for you. It will kind of let you know, just give you a different perspective of what's going on. That's all I really want to do. I feel like there's always one side, there's always one perspective that's really pushed in the media, that's really pushed to the mainstream population of people. So I definitely want to be a part of the people who push the alternatives, because not everything is a one size fits all type of situation. There's all type of things that's really going on in this world. So I think we need to take all things into account and not just some, right? So I love you guys. Make sure if you're new here, thank you for popping up and hanging out with me. Make sure that you like, share, subscribe, all the things. Follow me on Instagram. Follow the page Queen's Peace Palace. It should be in the description. And yeah, there's so many exciting things coming, so just make sure that you guys just encourage me to keep going. I know this isn't you guys' responsibility, but I'm a different type of YouTuber, okay? Encourage me to keep going, because I know I can keep going, but sometimes I get discouraged. So, in all authenticity, I am asking my followers and my people who would like to continue to hear the things I have to say, because I have a lot to say. YouTube's hard for me. I have to get used to this. So help me out, guys. I love you and thank you. I shall be making another video soon. There's so many things that I want to share with you guys. So I will be back sooner than later. It will not be 2 years before you see me again like last time. I will be more consistent because watch how I round this up. I took my stages of fatigue and I went through them. I slept and I did the resting and the recovery, and now I'm like a butterfly out the cocoon ready to pop, and I have so much more. And I hope that if you're going through this fatigue stage, that you go through that fatigue, go through that cocoon that you're going through, and know that when you pop out as the butterfly, it's going to be worth every single ounce of sleep, every single thing you missed in the in-between time. It's going to be worth it all, you know? So I love you guys. Peace, love, and understanding, overstanding, and get some sleep. Bye.